Okay, I have tried to film this intro, I'm not even kidding, 3 times, both clips being longer than 5 minutes, and I literally just do not like the way that I look. I changed for the 3rd time, and I think this little Dorothy look is finally it. So we're gonna be rocking the natural look right now. I am breaking out so hard, but that is okay because that is natural and I don't really care either. If I am being completely honest, I don't really have a plan for this video. All I know is that I wanted to sit down and literally just talk to the camera, talk to you guys, because there's been a lot going on in my brain these past few days. Ever since kind of the new year, it's the 18th of January now, so there's been a lot going on in here. But I've also been wanting to do this video for a while now because it seems to be a very controversial topic with people that are in my life right now. I am somebody who is very goal-oriented, but I've kind of learned that that can also take a big toll on your mental health, especially if you base your self-worth on how much you do, basically. I know I kind of say this in every sit down video, but I'm really hoping that there is somebody out there that kind of relates to me and kind of has the same mindset this year, mainly because I kind of feel alone in this area right now because I feel like a lot of people are going into 2022 like really head on, like they know what they want. After 2021, I kind of realized a lot about myself because I was forced to change. I turned 20, I entered a new decade, and I'm doing a lot better now. Definitely not where I want to be, but this journey, you know, it's gonna take long, and I don't expect myself to get there in a couple months because I destroyed myself and now I'm kind of trying to recreate myself, honestly. But I'm finally starting to see the person that I'm really trying to be and that I feel like I am supposed to be. After 2021, my whole life completely changed as to what I originally had planned, and I think that's why now I'm having a hard time kind of trying to plan goals for the future. I remember I was talking to my friend and I literally told her, I was like, I don't have any New Year's resolution goals because I don't know where I'm gonna be in 6 months. And I don't know where my mental state is going to be in 6 months. And I think now, as somebody who is now struggling with mental health for the first time in her life, mental health is definitely something that I am now taking into consideration constantly because I refuse to go back to the person that I was in 2021, where I was in the darkest place I've ever been. It went even from like, I didn't like the people around me, but literally the only people around me were people who supported me. But in my eyes, I was just like, everything in my life right now is just going wrong. And I just want to completely change it. And I think that that's where a lot of relationships fell. I basically valued myself and I based my self-worth off of the things that I accomplished. So kind of going back to the idea of my mental health being my #1 focus in 2022, having goals in 2022 will be highly unrealistic at this moment. I know that in the end, if I don't achieve them, even if it wasn't my fault or even if I couldn't help it, it's gonna make me feel shitty for, you know, not being able to do it, just like my 2021 vision boards did. Because I didn't know that I was gonna be suffering mentally in 2021. When I was suffering mentally, all of those goals and vision boards and everything that I had planned for literally went down the drain because that was the last thing that I was thinking about. The first thing that I was thinking about was just getting through the day because I was so sad, and just achieving those goals was the last thing on my mind. And so kind of going off of, you know, that whole idea, I did create a vision board, not a vision board, but I did create kind of like a mood board for 2022 and kind of things that I really want to focus on when it comes to my mental health in 2022. I think the idea of creating a mood board is fun, but I think I'm just gonna take this as lighthearted as I possibly can, you know? I created it on Pinterest. So if you guys want to follow me on Pinterest, it is America Olmedo 98. Whatever I do in 2022, no matter what it is, I know that in the end, it's going to make me keep that peace that I have, you know, with myself, and keep that relationship that I have with myself so positive. I think that that is just something that a lot of people don't understand. And I think that that's why a lot of people were kind of quite surprised with the fact that I didn't really have any goals for the new year. If me not setting goals is being lazy or not being resourceful or not being smart to other people, I kind of have to realize that in the end, I'm really doing this for myself. Right now, in this very moment, I am living instead of just existing. You know, we've seen that quote all over Pinterest. I think just truly being in that mindset is what it's gonna make me successful in 2022. Everybody has their own definition of successful. Successful to me is not having internships, and it's not, you know, graduating school in a certain time. Successful to me right now is being happy, and is being happy with where you're at, and it's being content with your life, and, you know, not hating your life basically. I'm gonna cry. I was kind of lost on how to exactly film kind of like the rest of this video. So I decided to watch my manifestations plus vision board for 2021. She was another human being. Like, I honestly deep down miss that person. But kind of moving forward, so I have been using this Moleskine journal. I actually got a pack of 2 for literally like $15 at TJ Maxx. A lot of people have been getting like the hard duty ones for like $20, and I was like, I am not spending $20 on one journal. Like, I'm sorry. I kind of just want to talk to you guys about my mood board and manifestation board and, you know, vision board of 2022. The prime getaway from this video is going to be the fact that it's okay if you don't have any goals for 2022. And I don't know if anybody over where, bitch, over where. I don't know if anybody else is really feeling this way in 2022, or if I'm the only fucking bitch over here. One of the main things that I really want to talk about, the importance of energy in 2021. The energy that you allow in your life can really fuck with your life, basically. You allow the type of energy that is in your life. As simple as it sounds, I just don't want any bad energy around me. And whether that means that I cut out certain people because they just don't resonate with my energy anymore, or whether that means that I, you know, set certain boundaries because I have to protect my energy. So I was watching last year's video, and one of my manifestations was literally to be in a relationship and to find somebody that I have a soul connection with, when I didn't even know who I was at that point. I didn't know my inner self. So I think that that's the type of growth that I also had, where I was like, literally being in a relationship is the last fucking thing on my mind right now. I think I just have so much healing, so much more healing to do, so much more learning about myself to do that I don't realize. You know, I love the idea of being in a relationship, but I think the reality of being in one is just not for me right now. What we think versus what we are. I think that that is something that I really want to learn more about this year, where it's like, your thoughts are not who you are. You know, another thing that I had on my mood board is the idea of letting yourself kind of really sink into your thoughts and sink into your feelings, and knowing that it's time to kind of like forgive yourself, and knowing that the person that I was last year is not the person that I'm not anymore. And I think the idea of trying to be the person that I was at the beginning of 2021, I genuinely miss that person. Just because I miss her doesn't mean that I need to go back to her. And that even though I'm not in the position that I want to be at yet with my mental health, I have to remember that I'm not struggling as bad as I was in 2021. And I think that is something that I kind of take for granted. The moral of the story is that it's time to forgive yourself, because you're not that person anymore. I'm not the person that I was in 2021 anymore. And I think that is something that I am extremely grateful for. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I don't know if this video made any fucking sense. I really hope that I got my point across this video. I kind of feel better knowing that these thoughts are not in my head anymore, and that at least hopefully I, you know, put a video out that makes sense and that somebody can relate to, because I think that this is a topic that really isn't discussed, because a lot of people on social media like to emphasize the fact that they're creating vision boards. I think kind of being on the other end of just like, I'm just at peace with myself and how life is now, and I don't really have any goals. I think kind of being on that end is so weird. I kind of hope that I could reach my people that are feeling this way now. So I'm gonna have my Pinterest board linked down below if you guys want to go ahead and just look at it and kind of see, you know, kind of on paper what I'm really talking about. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys next week. I start school on Thursday, so you bet your ass I'm gonna be vlogging that, even though it's gonna be online. All right, I'll see you all next week. Bye.